Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel for the Traitors Roast and Recap. I'm stand-up comedian and Traitors superfan Joleen Lunzer, and we are going to break down the Traitors US on Peacock, episode 7, season 3, Till Death Do Us Part on the Traitors. We're going to get silly with it, talk about the episode, so smash that like. Hopefully you're wearing something comfy, grab a beverage, and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold. But don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Happy Thursday night, everybody. Happy Traitors night. We just had another great episode of the Traitors US, season 3, episode 7, Till Death Do Us Part. And so we are here tonight to do what we do. We roast, we recap, we take a comedic look and a super fan look at the Traitors. So hopefully everyone is enjoying their Thursday night. Smash that like. Let's set a like goal for 500. If you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you know the drill. You can send a super chat while we're live here on YouTube, or you can send a super thanks if you're watching on the replay crew. Hello, let me know you're on the replay crew by putting a disco ball emoji in the comment section. You can also join my membership or my Patreon. Links are in the description. You don't have to do any of those things, but if you so choose, they are there for you. So let's get silly with it. We came back from last week's episode 6, where the Traitors were not on the same page at all with one another. And so I was so looking forward to seeing what would go down tonight, what was going to happen on the Traitors. Okay, so let me just read the description for this episode. And we will just get started right away. Okay. I can't believe we're on episode 7. Earlier, I thought it was episode 6. So episode 7 of the Traitors Till Death Do Us Part. The faithful are circling as they try to catch their prey. At night, the Traitors must commit their murder face to face in the most dramatic send-off the castle has ever seen. I don't know if that's the most dramatic send-off the castle has ever seen. But okay. We're here regardless. So the Traitors are at odds. We go back into the turret, and they must decide who will be murdered, as they have to do every night on the Traitors. And they are definitely not, like I was saying, on the same page. Danielle is ready, like, hey, can we make amends, guys? How about we make amends? So we just like start over? And Derek's like, not Derek, sorry. Boston Rob's like, I want to murder Derek. And Danielle's like, no, we can't murder Derek. He's my friend. I've known him on Big Brother for a very long time. We're Big Brother friends, the biggest of the brothers. No. And he's like, come on, Danielle, you got to give me this one. You got to give it to me. Okay, this is like a Australian Kennedy accent that I'm having for Boston Rob here. So Boston Rob's like, you got to give me something, Danielle. Come on. And they name, well, Derek, why don't you tell us who's got a shield? I can never tell. Why? Because I don't know if I trust you. I can't trust you guys over here. Okay? It's like if we were at the bar, I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't tell you if we were in my car. I can't tell you. Carolyn's like, okay, yeah, like I believe you care. What's your name, Danielle? Okay, like I trust you guys. I don't even care who's murdered. Just let's murder somebody. So they're suggesting, every name suggested. How about Sierra? Danielle's like, no, I cannot murder Sierra. Carolyn's like, okay, Danielle. I guess who are we going to murder then? So ultimately, they make the decision to murder Daddy Derek, a.k.a. Big Brother 16 winner, Daddy Derek, the one who helped Cody allegedly cheat and form an alliance pre-season for the all-star season of Big Brother, the second all-star season. That wasn't really an all-star season. It's Big Brother 22. They were a hot mess. Rob's like, come on, we got it. This is horrible. And Carolyn's like, tell me about it. It's horrible. I don't trust you, Danielle. I don't trust anything about you. So they're just going back and forth, and they cannot agree on who they want to murder. Because Danielle's like, no, not that person. Not that person either. No. 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 And then what about Sam? No, not Sam. Not Sam. Not this person. No. I just don't think we should. So finally, they decide on Derek, but we don't know yet because we still have to go to breakfast where there'll be knock on the door and everyone will enter. So the ladies enter early on. Dolores coming in looking like a mob wives snack. All right. And she's there with Danielle, Rochelle. Danielle walks in to these breakfasts, and Danielle's just, she's acting, she's too depressed. I miss fun Danielle Reyes. It's so depressing. Danielle, every morning, she's like, hi guys, it's me, Danielle Reyes, Big Brother superstar. And if she's not doing that, she's like, and then Carolyn comes in, and Carolyn's a different vibe. Carolyn's just always like this, like, hey guys, what's going on? Okay, I miss Bob the drag queen. You guys miss him? And then Boston Rob walks in like, and I noticed something when he walked in with Dylan. Dylan was like, who was it? So you could tell, like, that Dylan, his reaction is because he's a faithful, and they're the last two to walk in, and he has no idea who just got murdered. But Boston Rob's just like, trying to fly under the radar, wearing my dad's sweater, picked out by Amber. My dad's sweater, picked out by Amber. So I'm like, Rob should have maybe thrown a little bit of that in, but either way, there's already so much sus on Rob. And Dylan's like, who was it? And Rob's like, oh yeah, who was it? I'm wearing my dad's sweater, picked out by Amber. And they go, Derek. And they go, and Rob's like, and Danielle's like, oh my God. You mean Derek Lemaster? Are you serious? Oh, I hope Derek will forgive me. And Chriselle's like, it's okay, Danielle. Oh, I can't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, nobody's crying that much over Daddy Derek. No offense, all offense to Daddy Derek, but Danielle, too much. But before we even get there, there is just comedy happening at the table, because before Tom Sandoval walks in the door in like a red jumpsuit from Marshall's or something, before he comes in like, hey guys, it's me, Tom Sandoval. Look at me, I'm still here. I'm still sweating. I'm amazing. We have wonderful Chriselle and Dolores going, oh my God, I hope it's Tom Sandoval. Wouldn't that be great if he was murdered? Dolores is like, oh, and Chriselle's like, yeah, seriously. Chriselle goes, you would know if I was a traitor, because Tom would have to pack his bags, because I would get rid of him so fast, because he sucks. And I'm like, yes. Yeah, she's committed to cry. She can't stop with Amber. He's my Amber. So that happens, and Tom walks in, and the ladies are like, hey, Tom. Tom's like, what's up, do you guys know we're on TV? Awesome. This is cool. Are you guys going to eat that bacon? And then he starts just like chowing. So now everybody, or no, even then before that, Ivor's over there. The first people to walk into the breakfast, which I thought was funny, was Ivor and Brittany. And Brittany's just like, I don't really know what Ivor does. I think he just makes tea at this point. He's just delivering tea, making tea. She's like, we have about as much in common as nothing. We have nothing in common, me and Ivor. He just makes tea and he's British. So they sit there very awkwardly. Then right after Brittany makes this point that Ivor's just kind of there and he's just delivering tea and she's not sure what he's doing, Gabby and the other ladies have now joined. And Gabby, they're like, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? Before they know it's Derek. And Gabby's like, I don't know. I was like worried that it was like, I was thinking Ivor because, yeah, he like said something at the last thing. So like he of a shield or something. So yeah, it could be Ivor, I guess. And Ivor's like drinking his tea going, hello, love. I'm right over here. Yes, over here. She's like, oh my God, I didn't even see you there. Have you been playing this game the whole time, Ivor? No way. Oh my God, I thought you left like 2 weeks ago. That's crazy. Wow. Did you guys notice him? And he's like, oh, imagine if he said something upsetting about me. And she's like, can you imagine? I know, I was about to be like, he's like pretty worthless. He's like pretty, but sorry. Oh my God, I love Gabby. I don't care. I love Gabby. And as bad as Chriselle is at this game, I am so impressed with her dedication for hating Tom Sandoval. That kind of dedication deserves to be rewarded. So even though Chriselle, went against her own Bambi, her dedication to voting for Tom Sandoval and hating Tom Sandoval is really quite remarkable. And I will forever be a fan of hers. And Carolyn is just giving all the looks at this point. Everything everyone says, Carolyn's like, okay, Rob's still in the game. So at this point, the traitors, they decided on Derek, and it was only because then they agreed, being Rob and Carolyn, agreed with Danielle that they would start fresh and that the traitors would finally have each other's backs in this game. You have my back, I have your back. You have my back, I have your back. You have your back, you have my back, your back. We're going to back it up on each other. Carolyn's like, whatever. I don't even trust Danielle, but if she thinks I trust her, that's fine. But I don't. So I hope she knows that. It's just one of those things. So Derek is gone and Alan comes in and he's like, Derek with 2 R's is gone. R-R-I-P, and throws his picture on the ground. And then we get a little interview from Derek. And Derek's like, I knew Boston Rob was going to come for me because I came for him. If I come for him, he comes for me. If he comes for me, I come for him. You know how it goes. I'm a detective. I've never successfully solved a murder, unless they're swearing. Okay. But I knew it was Rob after I thought it was Sierra because Rob's got a potty mouth too. So you know what? I respect this game. I do. Okay. I take this as like I'm the most dangerous faithful in the game. So, hey, this has been a fantastic experience. All right. I've been doing crime shows and I'm on YouTube. Kind of a big deal. So thanks a lot. I'm like mayonnaise on toast. Have a good time. And then Derek's gone forever. Which I was like, that's fine. That was fine with me. No offense, all offense. That was totally fine with me. Okay. So now we find out that we are going to be having a competition today. The competition today to earn money and to also earn shields to be safe from the traitor's murder is going to involve being put into pairs. And these pairs are going to have to dress like they are getting married. And Tom Sandoval was sweating more than he's ever sweated in his life, thinking, does marriage mean that like you can't bang your wife's best friend when her grandma dies or when her dog dies and she's mourning them in your bed? Is that what it is? Because I want like a different marriage. If we could like redefine that. We're like, no, Tom, no. So people break up into pairs. Danielle and Brittany decide to be a pair. And, it always pleases my little big brother loving heart to see Danielle and Brittany together, even though Danielle is not doing what I hope she would do this season of Traitors. It still warms my heart to see them together. Alan is dressed up like gorgeous. Alan looks so much better than I did on my wedding day. I wish I would have wore that outfit and done that hair. That would have been fabulous. So they're kind of deciding, who they're going to pair up with. Meanwhile, Tom Sandoval's like, okay, you guys, I have an idea. I think I've been thinking with my brain, okay, that it's Rob. I think it's Rob. Because, this guy keeps skirting. I like skirts. Keeps skirting away. So I think it's Rob. Meanwhile, Rob is now, since he killed Derek, since he murdered Derek, the sus is all over him because Derek went after him so hard at the round table last time. But Rob's like, I can get out of this. Here's what happened. So I'm being framed. Clearly, I'm being framed. He's telling people now. It isn't obvious. If Amber was here, she would say, I'm being framed. I'm being framed. I am being framed. So he's gonna pin this on Brittany because Brittany is someone who is a gamer, and it helps this framing of Brittany and how he even knows that Brittany would be a great person to frame is because his best buddy, the most faithful of all the faithfuls, being Zac Efron's brother Dylan, pulls him aside after breakfast and says, during breakfast, he tells him, I got some tea for you. Okay. And Derek told me 2 names. He left me with names before he left. So let's synchronize our backwards hats and we'll meet up and we'll talk about it away from people. So they go off and talk about, what Dylan knows. And Dylan says, okay, here's the deal. Rob, I love you. You're great. You're awesome. I have such a man crush on you. I'm trying not to get a rager in the cager right now. Okay. Now, Derek said your name. Obviously, not you. It's not you. Okay. He said, if I get murdered tonight, Dylan, here's who probably did it. He did say you. Clearly, it's not you. You would never do that, Rob. You wouldn't betray me. I love you. And Rob's like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that to you, Dylan. I love you. Okay. Then he says, but he also said, Brittany. And I'm like, don't you dare come after my dear Brittany Haynes. But here we are. So now Rob's like, okay, I can work with this. And this is what Rob is really good at, is he makes these friends, he makes these understudies in the game, and then they kind of believe him and do his bidding and such. So he's like, I think it's Brittany. And you know what else, Rob? What do you think about this? Derek and Brittany got in a fight the night he was murdered. And Rob's like, Dad, they're framing me clearly. Yeah, that sounds good. And Dylan's like, did I do good, Daddy? And he's like, you did great, son. So they're walking and talking. The best part is, as they're walking, talking, having this very important game conversation, Tom Sandoval's just walking around with tea in his little, casual wear, in his athleisure, if you will, just like, hey, they don't even notice Tom Sandoval. They're like, huh? Tom walks right behind them. And he's like, hey, I guess I'll just keep walking. And he basically ultimately follows them to the library room where he's like, what guys thinking? Yes, Tom is like, that's what I was thinking, AJ, when I was watching this. Tom is like a ghost in this castle. No one even knows he's there. And when he does say something, they're like, that's cute. It's like it's not, I don't even want to say a toddler, because when a toddler says stuff, you're like, oh my God, you know how to say that? And you're impressed. It's almost like that. I don't know. It's like some elderly relative by some horrible family that's ignoring them. Like, oh, Grandpa still talk. Go sit down, Grandpa. Go sit down in the recliner. Yeah. Okay, we'll bring you applesauce. Like, they're treating him like that. And Tom's like, he just walks out with his tea, like, hey guys. And they're like, Dylan and Boston Rob are like, goodbye. They don't even notice him. So Tom follows them in and he's like, so what you guys thinking? What are you thinking? What's going on? Guys doing anything? Guys got any white stuff? Got any grape soda? Purple stuff? Sunny D? Anything? And they're like, oh no, Tom, we think it's okay, sit down, we'll tell you. We think it's Brittany. Tom's like, what? What the? No, it's not. Well, I mean, Rob, it kind of might be you. And I'm thinking, oh my God, if Tom Sandoval is on to Rob, Dylan is going to be, it's so embarrassing when Dylan watches this back that Tom Sandoval knew over Dylan because Tom's like, I mean, oh. Now my theory is had Boston Rob picked Tom to be his number one, like he picked Dylan, he would have been fangirling Boston Rob just like Dylan is. He would have had his backward hat, like, I mean, he did have his backward hat on, but he'd be like, what do we do now, Rob? What's going on? What do we do? What's going on? You want to come to my bar when you're in LA? Oh, never mind, it's not there anymore, but I'll ask my mom for some money so I can make another one. We can call it Sandoval's and Boston Robbies. Does that sound good? No? Okay. How about Boston Sandy Obs? Nah, okay. I'll work on it. So when they're telling him like it's Brittany, Tom Sandoval's like, okay. I mean, Robert kind of looks like it's you. Right? And they're like, no, Tom. Even Dylan gives him a look like, okay, but it's not. Okay, I'm just saying that it could be. I think that's. I don't know. Okay, they're just totally ignoring Tom Sandoval and any Tom Sandoval theories. He's not taken seriously. He's a ghost in the castle. He might as well even not be there. Power of Power says, yeah, we can call it Toots and Those Candies. Toots and Those Candies. Smash that like, you guys, if you haven't already. Anna says Sandoval was mad he wasn't the number one guy in Boston Rob's group. Because, if Rob just needed to know a little bit more about Tom Sandoval, he just needed to give him a little more attention. And he would have been, he loves and told him that he was the number one guy in the group. Had he done a little bit of Vanderpump research, knowing that they were going to get the top douche from Vanderpump Rules on this season of Traitors, Boston Rob would have been safe. I like that you guys are coming up with names for the Boston Rob and Tom Sandoval future bar. R2 says Sandy Boston. That's their bar name. Because, Tom Sandoval needs money. And his businesses keep failing, and he owes his mom $250,000 from her retirement still, allegedly. So he's going to be hitting up Boston Rob. We should do something, Rob. We should, seriously, we're like a good team. Rob's going to be like, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. Your name is what? Toots and Nose Candy, Sharks and Sweaty Pits. Lovely. Okay. Going into this competition was gross. Everyone is dressed up like it is their Beetlejuice wedding day. And like I said, they're in pairs. They go out into the woods. There is like an all black little chapel thing happening. Lala the dog is obviously the best dressed out of anyone. And Alan says, okay, you have 8 minutes. The pairs, you have to hold hands. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is the worst competition ever. I hate holding hands. My husband, fine. Everyone else, pretty much no, because I have what's called sweaty palm syndrome. So the minute it's kind of like, when you go to family events, they're like, let's pray. You're like, okay, cool. Pray before dinner. Great. Before Thanksgiving, like, let's hold hands. I'm like, no. So thinking about that, I'm like, I would let go right away. I would have to be wearing gloves. That was the biggest nightmare of all of this, that I had to hold hands with people because my palms would be sweating and I wouldn't like it. All right. So we have the cutie patootie. We barely know you're there sometimes pair, Sam and Ivor. Ivor made sure to grab up Sam. He's like, hey, you want to play some badminton and be my buddy, be my partner? because I've heard allegedly there was holding hands. And can you blame him? You know, Ivor was disappointed when he found out it wasn't shirtless hand holding. Now, Dylan and Tom Sandoval were a pair. Tom Sandoval, of course, had to wear the most ridiculous, most obnoxious top hat ever. And with his friend Dylan. But this is Tom Sandoval, if you guys are at all familiar with Tom Sandoval, for those of you who are, you know, when he is with another guy, when he can friend up another guy like this, he never looks happier. He's never happier than when it's just him and some other guy just hanging out, holding hands, doing stuff, meeting chicks, sniffing a lot, allegedly. All right. So Dylan has no idea that now Tom thinks you're real life married. Okay. You're going to have to run. Tom Sandoval will not stay faithful to his partners, his woman partners, but the gentleman, there's a little bit of better chance. AJ says Tom was reenacting Tom and Katie's wedding. He thought he was the shit, and he's wearing a lace top underneath his suit. So this competition was gross, obviously, because they had to hold hands, but also disgusting because they had to hold hands in a box that they each put their hand in, then held hands, and they stood up here at this little chapel on this little stage. And of course, the box had things like giant millipedes and things with lots of legs and cockroaches, and they had maggots fall on them. So it was the competition we see every year, just a different variation on Traitors with the bugs and the creepy crawlies and then snakes around their neck. And I was screaming as they were dropping this stuff. The Survivor people are chill. Boston Rob was like, he's paired with Sierra. He's like, it's okay, Sierra. Look at me. When's your birthday? And she's like, December 23rd. He's like, oh my God, mine's on the 24th. She's like, oh my God, that's fucking great, Rob. That's great. And if you let go of the hands, then not only are you out the $4,000 to bank towards the money pots for the people that ultimately win in the end, but you also will lose a shield. You have no protection from being murdered. So for the most part, everyone is doing pretty well, except for these two, because Chriselle, the moment she sees something about to drop, she's like, I can't do it. And before this, Dolores is so confident. She's like, I picked the right one. And Chriselle, I trust her with my life. I love her. She's my new Dorinda. She's the best. Okay? I would do anything for her. And then afterwards, she's like, that was really disappointing. She pulled her hand right away. And Chriselle's like, I'm sorry. This was scarier than my first marriage. Scarier than my first marriage. End up, thank you so much for the first super chat. End up says, Carolyn opening her mouth so wide while there were bugs raining down on her. I know. As the bugs fall, the people who scream, I'm just like, no, don't do it. She was like, they're going to get in your mouth and in your ears and all the things. So Chriselle and Dolores are first out. And Dolores is not happy, but then Chriselle had a little joke. So she, gave her a little chuckle. And like Nicole was saying, Boston Rob did a great job in keeping Sierra calm. And he gained a lot of trust with Sierra, because we see later at the round table, Sierra refused to believe that Boston Rob could be a traitor, despite all of the evidence that he's clearly a traitor. She was like, I like this stuff he's saying about someone setting him up. I think that makes a lot of sense. and I'm like, Sierra, what are you doing? But then I remember, like, he had this whole afternoon with her. He was able to establish trust. Again, the importance of the social game in these kind of games shows itself right there. So Sierra and Rob make it. They have a shield and they bank $4,000. I don't even remember how much money they all ultimately banked, because I was just too disgusted by there was some kind of scorpion thing crawling on them, crawling on their hands, and it was just all too much for little old me. All right. And we have we have a couple tiebreakers. So a couple of the teams last the length they're supposed to last, the amount of time. And then the tiebreaker is they have to go back in a box with even more creepy crawly stuff and dig around to find a ring. Ultimately, it's Tom Sandoval and Dylan versus Sam and Ivor, who no one knows is there. So two ghosts. Two ghost teams are playing each other. Each team has a ghost, obviously. And Ivor and Sam find the ring. So I believe they were safe. And then it's Danielle and Brittany versus Carolyn and Gabby. And Carolyn and Gabby were hilarious in this. And anyone who has long hair in these types of competitions, they're going to be finding maggots and bugs and shit for days. Disgusting. Ultimately, in the tiebreaker, Danielle and Brittany win. Now, Carolyn not happy about this because she wanted to win the shield, not only because as a traitor, you should always be wanting to win a shield, because the moment you don't look like you're trying to win a shield, you look sus to be a traitor. And also that could explain why you're not murdered. They'll be like, God, they never murder her because she's got all the shields. And she wanted to protect Gabby because she's like, Carolyn says, I trust Gabby. Gabby is like, I really trust her. Okay. And I don't know if I trust. I do know I don't trust Danielle. I don't know. So I trust Gabby. And Gabby's like, yeah, I trust Carolyn. She's like a good person, but we like couldn't find the ring. So I guess we're up for murder by the traitors, but it's okay because I have a feeling they probably already killed Ivor. And Ivor was like, I'm right here. And she's like, oh my, I can't believe Ivor's still here. I could have sworn he was like murdered and banished like weeks ago. That's crazy. It's good to see you, Ivor. It's really good to see you. So they head back. There's some conversation in the car ride on the way home. And Boston Rob is doing his damnedest to put the sus on Brittany. Now, Carolyn and Danielle are like, will we remain, how will this work out at the round table? Will we remain true to the traitors? That is yet to be found out. I will say Danielle looked gorgeous. What she's lacking in this Traitors gameplay, she's making up for in this particular look right here. Very beautiful. So poor Brittany has no idea right now as she's driving back that the sus is all over her. And it seems like Rob and them have even convinced Dolores, Sierra, obviously, who's just spent a lot of time with Rob, maybe even Gabby. It's not looking good for Brittany, which is crazy. But Tom Sandoval's like, come on, you guys. Yeah, it's Rob. It's clearly Boston Rob. Okay, I love him too. He's great. He's like super cool and stuff, but it's like, it's pretty clear it's Rob. They're like, are you sure, Tom? I'm like, you guys cannot be having Tom Sandoval on the right side of Traitors history for the faithfuls. How embarrassed you all must be that Tom Sandoval has somehow outsmarted. And I wouldn't even say outsmarted. I would say he just didn't get enough attention. So he's like, I'm going to let Boston Rob go. I'm going to let him go. Oh my goodness. I think they gave Tom the axe. Oh, for next episode. We'll talk about that. And Dubs is saying. But so Brittany wants to talk to the ladies because the ladies had met earlier before the competition. They were having some lady time. There was a rug rolled up and they're like, there's a spider in there. I hope somebody killed it. And they were talking about, the game. And now the sus is out on Brittany. The campaign has started against Brittany. So Brittany's picking up vibes. She's like, hi, girls. What's going on? I got my cardigan on and my headband. What's happening? And she said, no one's making eye contact with me. No one's really talking to me. Dolores is like, because it's a bunch of women who are non-gamers for the most part that she's talking to. So they're like, I don't know. She's like, we were just talking earlier about but you don't. Yeah, geez, I don't know. This is awkward. So poor Brittany's like, oh shit. I think something might be going down, and she is starting, you can tell, to get worried. But little does she know, Tom Sandoval is, he's ready to not fight for her, but to be like, it's got to be Rob. It's clearly Rob. It's not anybody else. Come on, you guys. Rob can't keep skating away from this. We can't keep doing this.
Our personalities, but I trust them.
All right. All right. I thought I had a little clip to play of that. Nope, I don't. Never mind. So they're at the round table, and right away, that's when Dylan decides, okay, I have something to say. Rob already knows this. I've told a couple of you this, but Derek Levasseur, yes, Daddy Derek, right before he was banished or murdered, he was murdered. Okay. He told me two people that I got to get revenge on because he loves me. And he said, Boston Rob, and Boston Rob's like, because I thought they had an understanding when they first talked about this, when Dylan first went to Boston Rob, I thought the understanding was he wasn't going to bring up Boston Rob's name. Because he goes, don't worry, I'm not going to tell them that Derek said your name. We'll just say Brittany. So I was surprised at the round table when Dylan did, in fact, bring up Boston Rob's name, which I think could have helped with the nail in Rob's coffin. Maybe Dylan forgot. He was like, sorry, I get really nervous. I didn't mean to say his name. I love him. And he said, and Brittany. And Brittany's like, of course, me. So Boston Rob starts laying out his reasoning. He's like, okay, guys, I got to tell you something. It's really important. Okay. Clearly someone's setting me up. Obviously, why would I kill Derek? And everyone's like, because Derek was all over you last round table and was going to go after you again. And he's a homicide detective. And even though sometimes like he has bad reads, like if you swear you probably kill people, he was probably going to still go for you. And Rob's like, exactly. It doesn't make sense. And like Judge Judy says, if it doesn't make sense, it's probably not true. And everyone's like, oh, okay. Clearly somebody is framing me. I know I'm a faithful. I'm 100% a faithful. And Sarah's like, yes, he is. He held my hand and helped me when there were snakes on me and millipedes. People are like, okay, yeah, that sounds good, Rob. And Sam Spears speaks up. Thank you guys for the super chats. I see them coming in. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sam Spears is like, Rob, I think you should probably explain yourself. You're going to have to state your case again, which I thought totally logical for Sam Spears to say, right? And Sierra's like, come on, Sam. That's stupid. Why would the guy who has the biggest probability of being a traitor here have to state his case? That's stupid. I just held his hand for 8 minutes. Clearly, I would know if he was a traitor. And I'm like, oh my God, Sierra. I get it that there was this trust that was established, but I'm also like, Sam's like, what? And Rob's like, oh, if I got to do it, I got to do it. Clearly, again, somebody's framing me because I wouldn't do it like this, guys. Okay. And I just want you to know there's only one person. Okay. Ask Amber. I wouldn't do it like that. Who has the game skill to do this? All right. Because you could say Dolores. Nah. You could say Chriselle, Gabby. Nah. Who's got the gamer experience? They could put together this articulate, logical, not logical scenario of framing me from a gamer aspect. Clearly, it's Brittany. And Brittany's like, what the fuck? Okay, you guys know I am 100% faithful. This is redunculous at this point. You guys, I have the worst reads. I have the worst reads in the house. All right. I have not been right about a lot of things. Okay. They're like, well, Dylan says, Derek thought you were, Brittany, because when you told me, or I think she told him not to vote out Boston Rob. And that's what a traitor would do. Everyone's like, oh, yeah. She's like, I just had a bad read. Like, honestly, it's what? And Danielle's like, Derek, I remember him. He was like a really good guy. I hope he'll be friends with me outside of the house. And I'm thinking, I don't know if he will. Because Derek on his way out said, oh, man, I respect Boston Rob. He's a hell of a guy. But he didn't say nothing about Danielle. So I don't know if he will respect that. But Danielle's like, yeah. R.I.P. Derek with 2 R's. And I and a C and a K, which technically spells ick, but I don't think he's ick. He knows me better than anybody. I'm like, since when? Since when? I like to think I keep up on the Big Brother stuff, and I never saw Derek and Danielle be so buddy-buddy. But here we are. Here we are. HFG, thank you so much for the super chat saying detoxing Tom Sandoval, putting the nail in the coffin of the legendary Boston Rob was the outcome I didn't know I needed. R2, thank you so much. R2 says Rob gave it a shot. That's what I was saying when I was watching. I'm like, Rob, you tried. You did it. I mean, Rob was in a position where it was, it was going to be really difficult for him. His number was coming. His day was coming. Now, the sus was on him, but he was dodging it. I'm like, if he can dodge it again, that's crazy. He tried. So, Brittany's just like, it wasn't me. She was like, Shaggy, it wasn't me. You thought I was murdering faithfuls? It wasn't me because I'm a fucking faithful. Okay. You guys, seriously, don't be dumb. No, it's not me. Rob's like, that's what a traitor would say. Okay. Clearly it's Brittany. Brittany's like, okay, I know you guys think this is whatever, but hello. Tom Sandoval still thinks it's Rob. Well, I mean, you guys. Okay, y'all. Let me just listen to me for a second, okay? You guys, what if this guy, he just got out 5 people he murdered, okay? And we keep going around and not getting them out, what's gonna happen then? We're gonna look so stupid, and I know about looking stupid. And I was like, Tom does have a point, which I never thought I would be saying in 2025. It's not that great of a point because still he wasn't very articulate. Brittany said it best when she was like, if you guys vote me out, you're just going to be having this. You're going to find out I'm a faithful because I am. And you're going to be having the same conversation next week and the next week and the next week. And that's what's going to happen. And Tom's like, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, Brittany. Yeah, I don't think it's Brittany. Normally I blame women, but not this time. Not this time. Not today. Now's a man's time. So we have to go to voting. I didn't think the roundtable discussions were that great. They weren't like previous episodes where I thought the roundtable discussions were a lot more interesting, a lot more fun, a lot more dramatic. I guess the biggest surprise was that Tom Sandoval is on the right side of Traitors history. But, I would think Tom, and I think a lot of people think he would, despite his idiocracy, you would think he would be better at this considering he's the number 1 traitor. Since he knows how to lie straight to your face, lay next to you in a bed where he just banged your friend in. Okay. You would think he would be so good at this, but I think he's pretending. And now his true traitorous ways are coming out where he's like, that's what I would do. Well, a lot sloppier. I can't help myself. She took off her clothes in front of me. What was I supposed to do? I'm only 60. And he is wearing that lip tint because that is correct. HC says, is Tom wearing a lip tint? Yeah. He loves to appropriate from ladies culture, gay men culture, drag queen culture. He loves it. He loves it. Remember, he said, if I was a woman, I could yell at women. If I was a gay man, I could yell at women. But since I'm a cis, he called himself a cis male, he can't yell at women. It's really hard for him. Very desperate for validation. So, but in this regard, I guess, Tom, you're kind of sort of maybe right compared to the other people who are like, it's clearly not Rob. So the voting is going down and Rob looks a little worried. Going into the round table, I was like, from the sounds of what people are saying, it seems like Brittany is cooked and I'm worried about her. But I look at Carolyn and she's like, I got to figure out who I'm going to vote for. I just, who can I mean, I don't really trust Danielle and Boston Rob. So I guess and Carolyn pulls out the first, well, not the first, but for this episode, the first traitor on traitor vote, and she votes Boston Rob, and I screamed because I was like, oh my God, Carolyn, you're doing it. You're doing it. And by doing this, that eliminates even any speculation that was going to come her way from what Danielle had said, which I don't think did that much harm because Carolyn's playing such a under the radar, cool traitor game. But then I was worried about Danielle. Rob only needed one more vote when it got to Danielle, of course. And Danielle's like, I don't know. I mean, I do want Boston Rob gone, but it's like, at what expense? It's like, just vote him out. And she turns her card around and she says, Rob, oops, there goes my desk. It's like, she says, Rob. And Rob's like, oh, you guys are dirty. You're dirty. But what I love is that Tom Sandoval, I think Tom got one vote from Chriselle. Chriselle was like, I vote Tom. And Tom's like, she's like, I just really hate him. He's just like the worst. He's a horrible person. Team Ariana. Tom, let me write it down for you here, Tom, so that you see. Okay, I'm going to write Tom down. Okay. I actually wrote fuckface Tom. Yeah. Do you see that, Tom? Fuckface. That's you. Fuck. Okay, I should probably, in case there's another Tom or someone has a middle name Tom, I want him to know. Fuckface Tom Sandoval. That's you. Okay. Okay, and let me just put him in parentheses in case there's another Tom Sandoval who owes his mom $250K from her. And they're like, hurry up, Chriselle. And she's like, give me a minute. Retirement has, okay, ENT. Okay, so fuckface Tom Sandoval who owes his mom $250K from her oh shit, I better put allegedly because he is currently in litigation and he could be litigious if he knows what that means. So fuckface Tom Sandoval who owes his mom $250K from her retirement, allegedly. That's who I vote. That's who I vote for. So forever, yes, same, Cammie. I'm going to love Chriselle for this. Mm-hmm. And also Tommy making the accurate that she was like, I just don't think either of them are traitors. And then we see that that Dylan Efron does the same thing. And Boston Rob's face is like, oh my God, why'd you put me in a game with these guys? Are you serious? Dylan was like, oh shit. Who should I vote for? Should I vote for Brittany to help my friend Boston Rob, who's my number one ally in the game, and give more numbers to her since it seems to be against Brittany or Rob? No, you know what? Gabby. And Gabby's like, I don't even think we heard Gabby speak at the round table. She's like, oh my God, I was just going to tell you that I really liked your cardigan, but now, like, shut up. I don't. It's not even that cute. It's probably the one that Tom wore and pitted out. He's like, I don't think either one. Sorry. And Boston Rob's like, poor Rob, because, they're not gamers. And so it makes for good entertainment. However, they're not thinking in the ways of if you do have an ally, and let's say you want Boston Rob to stay and he's your ally and you love him and you wear a backwards hat because of him, that you would then vote for the person that it's between, which is Brittany. But a lot of people, I do like these little, what we would call in Big Brother, these little rogue votes or hinky votes that don't even mean anything in Big Brother. When people throw out a hinky vote, I love it. Oh my God. And then no one knows. They're like, who voted for Stan? You're like, not me. So he's like, Gabby. Rob's like, oh, I've been trying so hard. I've been doing these games for like 50 years, but these people just don't get it. Okay. So ultimately, we see Boston Rob is banished at the round table and he must stand in the circle of truth. And he just stands there. He's like, okay, this has been really fun. I have had a good time with all of you, mostly. Great, nice meeting you. Okay. But I've been what I am since the beginning. And they're like, since the beginning. Okay, and that's a traitor. Okay, bye. Amber! They liked my sweaters you got me. My Target sweaters. They liked them. Boston Rob goes, and everyone jumps up. They're like, yeah! Tom Sandoval, you would think he was like on the freaking Kansas City Chiefs or something and won the Super Bowl last year. He's like, yeah! Like he is jumping. Everyone's very happy, obviously, but Tom is like, I did it. I sisted. Yeah. Okay. He's very happy, very excited. People are like, very good job, Tom. Yeah, that was nice, Tom. That was nice. You know, and he's like, thank you. I'm really proud of myself. I'm just happy. And then he gets his little confessional where he's like, you guys, I did it. Wait till I call my mom. I know she's going to be really proud. I know she'd rather have the $250,000 that I allegedly still owe her, but she's going to be happy about this. Finally, people are taking me seriously. Finally, maybe now I'll stop going on Instagram Live with my girlfriend and breaking up and breaking back in. Yes. So now we're all going to take you seriously, Tom. Spoiler alert, we're not going to take, you're not a serious man. You're not a serious person. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He's like, finally, I'm like the smartest guy. And everyone's kind of patting his back like, oh, that was good, Tom. That was so good. Tom's like, I told you. Like, you guys want to give the credit to Dylan for getting out Bob the drag queen, but it was really Rob. He really pushed it through, and I know because I lie a lot. I lie. Chrishell is just like, oh, he's still here. He's still here. So he's very excited and ready to take on the game, take on the less sweaty binge eating game that he's played so far. Very sweaty, very binge eating. Thank you, Tammy, for the super chat. Tammy says, RIP the Rob father. I'm heartbroken. Boston Rob is always great TV, carrying his family on his back. Emma. Yeah. Boston Rob, like, I know people are like, I don't like Boston Rob. I don't have a problem with Boston Rob. I always find Boston Rob pretty damn entertaining. I thought he was entertaining in this too. I thought this was a good moment though for Carolyn and Danielle to make a move and be on the same page and see if they can move forward as traitors. The three of them were going to have to be broken up. There was going to have to be more traitor on traitor crime. And Rob had the sus on him. And Danielle technically now has revenge for Bob the drag queen. But the way Danielle, I can't, because Danielle's like, bye, Rob. Yeah, that's right. We got you. And I love myself some Danielle on Big Brother. Like, love myself some Danielle Reyes. But in this show, I'm like, okay, well, let's calm it down here, Danielle, because it's not. I mean, you can't take credit for this one. Okay, you didn't. Come on. And she's like, yeah, Boston Rob, you're out of here. We got rid of the Rob father. I'm like, well, you can't. You didn't really, like, you didn't. Okay. But I guess you did vote against him. All right. I thought that Carolyn, I don't know. I'm just like more impressed with Carolyn's traitor game, obviously. So, and also got revenge for Derek. Yep. But there's still something so weird to me about the traitor game that Danielle is playing that it's hard for me to, which I never thought I'd say, be that excited for Danielle. I'm excited that maybe Carol and Danielle can work together, but I don't think so. And I don't know if they're going to add another traitor or what will happen going forward, but here we are. But I did cheer when both of them put Rob down, because it's like, let's do something. Let's fix whatever's going on here. Lucy says, boo, Danielle. Laura and Christy, thank you so much for being a member for 30 months. The Buffenmeyers say RIP Daddy Derek, Boston Rob, and dear Lord, let it be Tom Sandoval. My all-time favorite moment was last week when he said, is that the Grim Reaper? It's the Grim Reaper. So now the people who did not get a shield in the competition are up to be murdered by the traitors. It's going to be a face-to-face murder. So all of everyone that we listed who didn't win, Carolyn, obviously she's a traitor, so it doesn't matter. Gabby, Sandoval, Dylan, and who else? They all have to go to this 1996 Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet set. Did you guys, I was just like, everybody's free, everybody's free to feel good, oh, to feel good, oh, to feel good. Right when they walked in, I was like, oh my God, this looks like the set. It looks like it could be from a number of Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes from the 90s, but it also looks like it could be from the 1996 classic Romeo and Juliet from Baz Luhrmann. All we need is Leonardo DiCaprio to pop out of the coffin and go, I'm only going to talk to the ladies that are under 25. Otherwise, don't look at me.
I defy you, stars!
It just looked like that. Did anyone else pick up on that? I was like, oh my God, we are in the 90s Romeo and Juliet. Or November Rain, the Guns N' Roses song. Yes, the video. It looked like that too. So it did look like from the previews for next week, because they're going to be, Carolyn and Danielle are going to be face to face with whoever they murder. It looked like Pilar is saying that from the facial expressions, when they turned around, I think it's Dylan or Tom. I think that the smartest move would be Dylan. Tom, I think, is still easy to manipulate and easy to talk out of stuff. I just feel like they left him on ghost. They ghosted him so much in the game that all they have to do is kind of pull him in. And I think it'd be dumb for Carolyn and Danielle to get rid of Tom right now, even though I would love for him to get murdered. No offense, all offense. But he, right away, he was one, he went to them and was like, I know it's not you guys. I know it. It would never be you guys. But also Dylan isn't, he's definitely, I don't think he's sus of either of them, but probably more Danielle than Carolyn, since he's the one that told Carolyn about the Danielle coming after her, or one of the many who ended up telling her. So I would, if I was the Traitors, I would get rid of Dylan. However, Dolores was standing there going, you better kill me. You better kill me, because I'm coming for you. And Dolores wouldn't be that bad of a kill right now, because she is a faithful of the faithfuls. And I don't think, she's either way. I don't think either of them have connected with Dolores, other than Danielle saving Dolores or putting her picture up for a shield for safety. But then Dolores going, but what about you, Danielle? Aren't you worried you're going to be murdered? And Danielle's like, oh, a couple episodes ago. So Dolores wouldn't be the worst idea. Dolores was spicy tonight. Yeah, she was like, you better kill me. You better get me, because I'm going to get you. So I want Dolores to stay in the game, but I'd be fine at this point if they kill Dylan or Tom. No offense to Dylan. You're doing a great job, buddy. But you did fall into the Boston Rob mist, and that might work against you. But who knows? They might end up just killing Tom, because when they were talking about killing Dylan at the last turret with Boston Rob, they all agree, or Danielle was like, no, Rob, he's for you. And he's for you, Carolyn, and he's for me. And I'm thinking, oh, Danielle. Oh, Danielle. Yeah, Dolores has been very funny. I love the just like going after Tom Sandoval, Dolores, and Chriselle together. So that's where it leaves us. Hype My Husband Chell in the chat saying Dolores looked cute in her round table outfit. She did. She looked like with the hat and everything. She's just like a little like mob wives cutie patootie lady, because she had the hat on at the round table too, right? Whatever she wore earlier in the day. I loved it. You guys think Dylan? Yeah, I think we're going to see Dylan murdered. And I think Dylan realizes like, oh, shoot. I got played by Boston Rob. I feel kind of silly, but that's part of the game, But he's real excited to be here. Real eager. It's a real eager beaver, as some would say. But this was fun, you guys. Thank you for staying up late for my Traitors roast and recap, as we have some fun breaking down this season of The Traitors, season 3, the US version of The Traitors with, oh man, I really thought that Boston Rob might slip by again. I'm like, dang, Rob, if you do that, these people are dumber than we thought. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for all of the comments. Shout out to my super chatters, NDub, HFG, Katie Kirschner. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Katie. R2, thank you for the super chat. Tammy, thank you. And Laura and Christy Buffenmeyer, thank you for being members for 39 months. That is incredible, and I appreciate it. You guys are the best. R2, thank you for the super sticker. You all are amazing. Don't forget to smash that like on your way out. Comment who you want to see murdered and what you think will happen next episode. Episode 8 already of The Traitors on Peacock. All right. If you're not already, please follow me on social media at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram, Twitter, and the TikTok. Until next time, don't get murdered. Enjoy yourself, because you never know when it's over. It's later than you think, and you might get murdered.